Will AI take over our jobs? This is a very good question. And to understand it, we have to look at history. Do you remember the Luddite movement? Back in the day, when the first industrial revolution hit Britain, people were afraid that textile machines would steal their jobs. That's why they started breaking these machines. They called themselves Luddites after their leader Ned Ludd, but guess what? Those textile machines didn't take away jobs. Instead, they created entire new industries and new ways of making things. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Machines are evolving, not just doing the same things over and over again. They're starting to think, learn, and solve problems like humans do. This time, though, the stakes are higher. As machines become smarter, they're taking on jobs that require more and more skills. Some people say they might even take over doctors' and truckers' jobs in the next few years. But does history tell us anything about what will happen next? Can we really believe that this won't affect our lives? Well, let's dig deeper into this. Alright, so back in the day when factories first showed up, there was a big problem. People were afraid that machines would steal their jobs. Take the Luddites in England, for example. They went crazy when power looms took over weaving textiles because it meant that fewer people were needed to make cloth. But something interesting happened. When the machines took over those jobs, it didn't just stop there. The Industrial Revolution kept moving forward, and it didn't stop for about 150 years. Here's the thing, sure, some jobs disappeared, but new ones popped up. For example, before the Industrial Revolution, people used to make shoes by hand. But then machines came along and started making them faster. This meant that people who made shoes by hand couldn't compete, so they lost their jobs. But at the same time, new jobs like operating the machines appeared. And over time, more and more kinds of work started popping up. Here's the kicker. These new jobs paid better and had fewer downsides compared to the old ones. Sure, working with dangerous machines wasn't fun, but people still liked it because they got paid better. And that's not the end of the story. The Industrial Revolution brought tons of changes to society. It gave us more stuff, cheaper stuff, and more opportunities. However, not everyone shared in this progress. Most of the benefits went to a small number of people who owned factories and machines. The rest of us didn't get much until the 1930s when rules changed. You see, throughout the Industrial Revolution, most people didn't make much money. They worked long hours in risky conditions and often became dependent on owners for survival. But eventually, labor laws started to protect workers more and we began demanding more rights. The government began caring for the sick and poor too. But let's get back to what's going on now. Machines are getting smarter. Soon, they'll be able to do everything that people can, like solving math problems, writing essays, and even serving customers. Some say they might even take over truck drivers' jobs. But the question is, will people be okay with this change? The Luddites believed machines would steal our jobs, but maybe they were wrong. Maybe machines help us find better ways of doing things. Take the spinning jenny. It helped people make cloth faster, and it made the whole process more efficient. So instead of making one piece of fabric in a week, they could make 10. The cool thing is that new techniques like weaving, dyeing, and finishing the fabric made it possible to produce even more goods. This way, machines helped craft workers make more stuff in less time. Same goes for cars. At first, they replaced horse-drawn carriages, but they also helped develop roads, gas stations, and car maintenance shops. Each new invention sparked new ideas and products. In the early days of farming, people used oxen to plow fields, and it took forever. Then someone invented the steel plow, which was better than oxen because it was stronger and faster. The problem was that to make this new plow, you needed special tools and blacksmiths to fix it. Eventually, bigger plows were created, but to use them, farmers needed horses to pull them. So that led to innovations in animal breeding, and that's not all. Bigger plows also meant that farmers needed larger barns to store equipment, so the carpentry industry grew. And because animals produced more manure, farmers had to find new ways to manage it. All of this happened because the simple steel plow forced people to improve everything around it. That's why the Industrial Revolution didn't just transform manufacturing, it changed everything. The same thing is happening now. We're at the start of another big change. Today, people worrying that machines are becoming smarter and might soon be able to do everything we can. Just like the steel plow, AI is forcing us to rethink how we do things. To make AI work, we need lots of information. We have to teach it by giving it examples and telling it what's right and wrong, but that's not easy. Making AI smarter requires lots of new skills like programming and training models, and AI is everywhere. From smartphones to TVS to robot vacuums, it's in almost everything we use every day. But AI needs humans to help it grow. Humans give AI information and show it how to be useful. Then AI helps us do our jobs better. Right now, people think AI will replace jobs like cashiers, truck drivers, and even doctors. But in the future, AI will do even more stuff. We'll probably discover that AI helps us do things we didn't even know were possible. That's what happened during the Industrial Revolution. We couldn't even imagine all the jobs that would pop up. So you might be wondering, okay, if machines keep changing the game, how can we be ready for what's coming next? How can we make sure that everyone benefits from all this change? It's important to remember that no matter how smart machines get, they'll always have limits. They'll always need humans to help them grow. So to stay ahead of the curve, here are 3 things we should focus on. First, let's talk about learning. The Industrial Revolution sparked massive changes. New inventions forced people to learn constantly, especially young people. They needed to master new technologies. This isn't just true for the past, it's still true today. As AI develops, we'll all need to learn how to use it properly. This includes knowing how to teach machines, how to fix them when they break, and how to decide what the machine should do. Learning how to learn is super important. The ability to figure things out and teach others is becoming more valuable than knowing every little detail. And it's not just about learning new stuff. It's about getting comfortable with change and understanding that nothing stays the same forever. Second, let's talk about trade schools. These are places where people can learn practical skills to use right away. During the Industrial Revolution, people valued academic learning. They thought you had to go to university to get a good job. But then they realized that there were tons of great jobs that didn't require a college degree. Trade schools gave people a chance to learn specific skills and get paid well without spending years in college. Today, AI is changing things again. Many jobs that people thought would be safe from machines are now in danger. This means that people need to learn new skills quickly, and trade schools can help with that. Imagine a trade school where you can learn how to design, program, and fix robots. Having a school like this would be awesome because it can help a lot of people. Third, let's talk about workers' rights. During the Industrial Revolution, machines changed the way we work. Workers spent long hours in factories with dangerous conditions. They had to repeat the same tasks over and over again, and sometimes they risked their lives doing this. This led to protests and fights for better rights. Workers wanted shorter hours, safer places, and the right to join unions to help them. As AI keeps changing how we work, we need to think about these rights again. We have to make sure that workers aren't treated unfairly because of the jobs they do or the machines they work with. It's important that workers feel like they're part of the success, not like machines are taking over their jobs. Look, no matter what happens, we'll always need human ideas and effort to invent and improve things. There's so much more to life than just earning money. So as we move forward, let's keep these lessons in mind. As we embrace the future, let's ensure that everyone can grow and benefit from it. And hey, if you're curious about how AI might impact your specific job, thanks for watching.